Yeah, I mean, if you've been playing the game since the game essentially came out, like all of these support ults are just so traumatizing to hear at this point, especially when they have a Loki. I mean, it's really, really annoying, and doesn't help that triple support is also like really prominent in the game. You know, why is this still an issue even though, the game has been out for over a year now? Why are we still having to deal with one-shot characters like Hawkeye? Why is Widow still like the worst character in the game? These are some of the things that like NetEase straight up just don't even want to bother dealing with, right? And don't let me throw in Blade. Let me throw in Blade because Blade, for whatever reason, like he's like one of the most anticipated characters ever in the whole game, and they were just like, all right, we'll drop him. He looks cool, right? His ability's pretty cool. But then he comes out and he's just complete, not so good, right? So, and even to this day, he's still just not good at all. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is that they hate, or they definitely have some biases, right? They definitely have some biases towards a lot of the characters in their games, right? At first it was Luna, but now they feel the need to give her a new ability, which I think she didn't needed it, but it's like, who needed it more, Luna or Widow? You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. So yeah. Hey, what's up guys? I wanted to make this video in regards to the newest update that Marvel Rivals dropped today. They nerfed Elsa's ultimate, they nerfed Hawkeye's overall damage, they nerfed Hela's range, and they nerfed Gambit's health and damage bonus. Now these are some really good changes that they made in a non-typical period of time, right? It's an emergency update, so however, unfortunately, I do believe that these changes are just not enough, really. I know some people are like happy, and that's it's good, right? It's good. It's a good step in the right direction, but I also understand it's a quick emergency update, so it's not like we're getting a whole new season worth of patch notes, right? But however, the problem is that the game is almost a year and a half old, and most of the game's problems are still alive to this day. Now, I quickly want to say that I'm 300 subs away from hitting the 1,000 subscriber milestone, so if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, I would ask that you hit that subscribe button and leave a like on this video. Thank you very much, and let's continue with the video. Marvel Rivals, or more specifically, NetEase, don't know how to properly nerf characters. On top of that, the game suffers from ultimate balancing. In other words, most of the characters that come out besides maybe Ultron and Blade, have had ultimates that are too toxic to deal with in game. I feel like that is one of the main concurrent issues. I mean, look at Elsa Bloodstone, right? And of course, that goes for support characters as well. Of course, when I'm talking about mainly like circle ultimates that does everything from damage to healing to damage reduction to reducing ult charge, and etc, etc. You get the point. Triple support is a major toxic issue plaguing the game. However, in terms of individual character balancing, broken characters like Hela, Hawkeye are still broken even after this update, and underwhelming characters like Blade, Widow, and Atom are still at the bottom of the food chain. Despite the recent patch being pretty decent, there are lots of characters who didn't get added, unfortunately. Characters like Blade is still underperforming. Phoenix didn't get touched at all, she didn't get nerfed. And Hawkeye, I mean, he can still one-shot every DPS and support despite the changes. Now, of course, I feel like it is pretty good against like the nerf was pretty good against like body shots, right? I think that was a pretty annoying issue, so I mean, at least there's that. But yeah, if NetEase are comfortable keeping the actual sniper in the game, not a one-shotter, why do they feel the need to have characters like Hawkeye, Hela, and Phoenix do her job but way better? It just doesn't make sense. NetEase knows full well what the community thinks about every character in terms of balance status, and yet refuses to nerf them in the ways that would have made people happy, right? For example, Isn't it funny how Blade got the team up ability with Moon Knight, but all it did was it turned out to be an overall 5% damage buff for Moon Knight. You know, they gave him the seasonal bonus where you don't even need Blade on the team to get that 5% damage bonus, and yet he now does 5% more damage like on everything, and thus he gets his ult faster, even though he already got his ult pretty fast. Yeah, that's kind of dumb. That's just something that didn't need to happen at all. Also, let's talk about Gambit. Why is Gambit getting nerfed in every little, every little corner, except for his ultimate, which is literally the main thing that makes this character a permaban. Also, they thought that reducing Gambit's ult charge by like, what was it, like 200 or 300? I think this was when Deadpool came out. Why did they thought that was like gonna be enough to properly nerf him, right? I just, that's the little things that I'm talking about, like them nerfing every little corner, but not the main issue, right? Like they want to nerf everything that's not the main toxic issue, right? They want to lower the health, they want to lower a little bit of damage, they want to lower a little bit of a ult charge. They want to do everything except for dealing with the main problem, and that is something that is really annoying because we then have to wait essentially a whole month to hope and pray that they actually tackle the issue at hand. People want real balance changes, not some minor ult charge changes. People want to see, Widow get reworked. People don't want Hawkeye to one-shot. People want Gambit Ultimate to not heal, okay, because Gambit's ult does everything, right? It does everything. So if you just take, the healing portion of it, I think it would be, a pretty good change, to say the least, instead of just micro nerfing every little corner. Also, don't even get me started on like the other stuff that is not related to character balancing, right? Like, for example, EOMM, as a lot of people like to call it. I personally just call it just the matchmaking, right? This one is definitely, the matchmaking in this game is definitely not built the same as the other games, right? And I don't know what it is. I'm not a programmer. I couldn't tell you exactly what it is, but I've been playing the game since the game came out, and I know a lot of you guys have as well. And I think you guys could probably agree with me here when I say that it just feels really bad when you have a lot of games where you are getting like MVPs, SVPs. Most of your games are, you're doing really well, and for some reason the game just feels the need to throw in a garbage teammate around your way and be like, okay, hotshot, carry this guy right here because you're so good. We need you to carry this man right here. And then it's like, well, what are you gonna do? You have to carry him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to carry him, or else you're just gonna lose your points. And the worst part is, that dude is probably playing someone like Jeff, and he's just spraying in the back. He ain't doing nothing. He's just spraying. He's doing a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage. He ain't doing nothing special. And when you inevitably lose the game, you're gonna lose like 25 points or some crap like that. And he's just gonna lose like 17 or 18. It's like, that is like one of the things that I really don't like about the game, right? And don't get me started. Do not even get me started on placement matchmaking, or placement matches, I mean, because for whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea that you can like team up with your teammates during placement matches, when the whole point of placement matches is to like, test your performance. So, and it's also like a plus 50, minus 50 type situation where if you win, it's a plus 50 points. If you lose, it's minus 50 points. So, you know, you could go. I remember I had a game where I went like 50 and something on Daredevil, man. Obviously, I got the ace, the MVP or whatever. And we ended up losing, bro. We ended up losing, and I lost just as much points as the other guys that were you know, dragging me down. Why is that? That shouldn't be a thing. The whole point of placement matches is to see, like, to separate the boys from the men, right? But I guess not. I guess this is just more so a way to, like, either you quickly get up in ranks or you quickly I don't know. But yeah, like matchmaking, placement matches, and like just overall like the balancing with between individual characters. You know, also, oh my god, guys, I forgot. Seasonal bonuses gotta go, bro. Either you get rid of the seasonal bonus, whatever it is that they get, whether it be health, damage, healing, whatever it is, either you completely get rid of it overall, or you make it where you need that character to activate the stat bonus, because it is really stupid that Marvel Rivals, well, or NetEase, like you guys, if you guys been following the patch notes recently, or not even recently, like forever, so like anytime, you would notice this pattern of like, okay, this character is no longer having a seasonal bonus or whatever, right? They're no longer in a team up. They no longer have the seasonal bonus. But then it's like, oh, because of that, we're gonna increase their health. Oh, or because of that, we are gonna increase their damage. Or because of that, like they're compensating, right? They're buffing the character to compensate for them losing that seasonal bonus, which is stupid, because if the whole point of you buffing a character for that season is because you're trying to push a certain type of play style, right? You're incentivizing people to play this character because you want to push out this certain type of play style, but then it's like when that play style is no longer there, you're just gonna compensate by buffing them in other ways, and sometimes even over buffing characters, right? Just because they lost like 5% damage or something like that. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me if these developers don't even play the game anymore, because if they were to see all of the crazy things and experience all the crazy things that people are abusing in high level comps, they would straight up go crazy. It would just straight up lose their mind, man. So yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you think about the new emergency update Rivals dropped today. And also let me know what you think about the current state of the game, and what would you like to see get changed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.